Israel and Hezbollah exchanged fresh attacks as tensions continue to rise in Lebanon despite ongoing diplomatic efforts. Israeli strikes across southern Lebanon killed at least 7 people entire overnight, according to Lebanon's civil defense. Additional attacks in Doir, Habush, and Kalavia killed at least 4 more people, while strikes and artillery shelling targeted several towns across the south. Israeli forces also carried out demolition operations and heavy machine gun fire in Kham. The Israeli military issued evacuation warnings for several towns and villages in southern Lebanon, including Sarafan and Saksakieh, ordering residents to move north of the Zahrani River ahead of expected strikes against Hezbollah. It also warned residents of 3 villages north of the Litani River to evacuate before planned attacks. Meanwhile, Hezbollah said it launched 3 attacks on Israeli military positions over a 24-hour period. The group reported a rocket salvo targeting Israeli soldiers near Wadi al-Hujayr and 2 artillery attacks on Israeli troops and vehicles near Haddatta. Lebanon's parliament speaker Nabi Berri said he would support Hezbollah's withdrawal from southern Lebanon if Israeli forces simultaneously withdrew from territories they currently occupy. Berri criticized the recently announced US-mediated ceasefire framework, calling it unfair and saying it should have included an unconditional ceasefire by land, sea, and air. Hezbollah leader Naim Qassem also rejected a conditional truce announced by Lebanese and Israeli envoys, insisting on a comprehensive ceasefire and full Israeli withdrawal. In Lebanon's political debate, MP Najat on Salaba accused Hezbollah of acting under direct Iranian instruction and against the wishes of the Lebanese government and people. She argued that Iran's influence over Hezbollah poses a threat to Lebanese sovereignty. The Israeli army also claimed it killed Abdul Harb, a commander in Hezbollah's engineering unit, in a strike last week. Hezbollah has not confirmed the claim. On the humanitarian front, Lebanese President Joseph Aoun discussed preparations for a new emergency appeal with UN resident coordinator Imran Riza. The appeal aims to secure urgent assistance for displaced people and others affected by the conflict. The United Nations has more than doubled its aid appeal for Lebanon, raising it to nearly $640 million over 6 months. The UN says repeated displacement, limited shelter capacity, and increasing pressure on essential services have worsened the humanitarian crisis. In a separate development, Lebanon's military tribunal sentenced 2 anti-Hezbollah activists in absentia to 15 years in prison on charges including collaborating with Israel and inciting military operations against Hezbollah. In Washington, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib pushed for a vote aimed at limiting U.S. support for Israel's military actions in Lebanon, though the measure received support from fewer than a quarter of House members.
I forced this vote because Lebanon can't wait. We already know from UNICEF that literally 11 children are killed or severely injured every single day. We know that 20% of Lebanon has been forcibly displaced. Imagine that, many of which have no homes or villages to go home to. We know that close to 4,000 people have already been killed because of the indiscriminate bombing by the government of Israel. What we do also know is the Trump administration is helping in greenlighting these attacks. The indiscriminate bombings, the use of white phosphorus, targeting journalists, medics, a young student who just finished her exam in a car with her family, all of those are war crimes. We can't allow our country to continue to fund and support this. I want to take a moment and thank all of my residents who have shared their stories. I'm hearing you, I'm listening, and I'm taking action as your member of Congress.
US President Donald Trump said he believes progress is being made between Israel and Lebanon and added that Lebanon deserves peace.